What's up, everybody, and welcome to yet another episode of 15 Minutes with the Mom. I'm so glad y'all joined me today. I think I got a good one for y'all today. I have a topic, but what I'm also going to do is I'm going to share my opinion on a video that was sent to me the other day, and I in turn sent it to my friend, and we kind of had some dialogue about it. So I have a perspective of the video from a man and from a woman that is not me. I'm gonna share my opinion too, but I do have two different perspectives, and I'm gonna let y'all see. Okay, it's talking about a woman's value, dating value being depreciated because she has children. And there was some things in there that I did not agree with, but there were also some things that it's like I see where the woman in the video is like, I see where she's coming from, but I just still don't agree. And I'll share my opinion, after y'all watch. But what I will say is, before the video even plays, I want y'all to know that I am a firm believer, no matter if it's talking about your dating value or your self value without children, I don't feel like in any shape or form that, a woman's value is depreciated. And I'm going to give my reasons, but I want you to take a look at the video first. So here we go.
Saying act like y'all value don't drop. It does. It's not to say that you're not a good woman. No. That's not what I'm saying. But what I am saying is you do have to take into account the fact that your value in different categories is down compared to a woman with no kids.
She jumped right into it. She didn't waste no time. I like that. She didn't waste no time. She jumped right into it. And so far what she's saying, I definitely agree with it. I don't think that it makes you a bad woman. And I think a lot of women get that misconstrued. Most men don't want to date or marry single mothers. Most men want to create their own families. They don't want a already made family in most cases. They want to have their own kids. And on top of that, a lot of these women who already have their kids, they're not interested in having any more. So that automatically kind of eliminates them from the dating pool when they don't even want to give a man who doesn't have any kids because they've already established their family. See what I'm saying? So it does put you at a disadvantage, and it does put you at a lower tier on the dating market because most men are not going for you. That's just all it's saying. It does not take anything away from you personally, whether you're a good person or a good mother or not. It just means that when it comes to dating and what men are looking for, what the majority of men are looking for is something else. That's all it's saying.
So you have to find ways to bring your value up so you could be more valuable than a woman with no kids. It's women with no kids that I'm way more valuable than them in different categories, and it all depends on what that man values the most.
Okay, so let's just stop right there. A single woman with children versus a single woman. Okay, so that's the comparison. So the comparison is that a woman's value is higher, dating value. Okay, that's what she said, dating value. I'm gonna keep it on that level. A woman's dating value is higher if you are single with no children versus a woman who is single with children, excuse me. So this is my thing about that, okay? Okay. Yes, there is a difference. Obviously, the obvious difference is a woman with children and a woman without children. So basically what I'm gathering so far is that if I have children, as I do, okay, and I'm being compared to a woman who doesn't have children, and there is a guy who was interested in us both. Okay. So I'm gathering that as a woman with children, I have to bring more to the table versus a woman that doesn't have children, because it's like she's saying I'm already at a disadvantage. So my take on that is, I don't feel like I'm at a disadvantage because I chose to have children and she didn't. Is it possible that she can't even have children? I mean, it's so many different reasons. And like I shared before on another episode, so many single moms become single moms for many different reasons. So why is it that my value, my dating value, is depreciated because I chose to have children? Now, let's make this thing personal. Yes, at 21, I had my first child, okay? I then turned and married his father 2 months after he was born, okay? Then a year and a half later, then a year and a half later, I had child number 2. Now, I'm married now, okay? Then 2 years later, I have child number 3, okay? A few years later, I decide to separate myself and then get a divorce. So that is why I'm a single mother. Now, as a single mother, I try my best to do all that I can for my children, okay? And if while I'm doing that, a man comes along and express interest in me and says, hey, I want to date you. Okay, fine, we can date. But as we're having a conversation, I have to let you know that I have 3 children. And the guy may ask, okay, well, do they have the same father? And the answer will be yes. The answer will always be yes. And, I just go on to like the dynamics of the relationship and things like that. And then now I'm thinking about myself, what can I offer because I'm already at a disadvantage? First of all, I'm not even thinking about that. It's like either you gonna get with it or you're not gonna get with it. I'm not even thinking about what another single woman with no children has over me because I have children. I'm really not even thinking about that, to be honest with you. I'm just really like, you like me, I like you, we're dating, and then that's just gonna be it. Either you're going to accept the fact that I come already with children, okay, or you're not going to accept it. And that's perfectly fine if you don't want to accept it, because everybody has their preference. And I'm just not a person who is going to go into something thinking about, well, yes, I am thinking about my children, but I'm not going to go into this thinking that this man gonna feel like my value is depreciated because I have 3 children. Oh, I'm at a disadvantage because I have 3. No, let me tell you something. If you are a single woman and you are afraid to date because you have children, please don't go into that thinking, oh, because I have children, my value is depreciated. No, ma'am, your value is not depreciated because you have children. Like, what? It's like, okay, I get what she's saying. A single woman with no children can do more, can go more places. And, with a single mom, it's like, well, my children, they got this going on, they got that going on, so many different things going on. And, it may be a little easier to date a woman whose children are more self-sufficient or a whole lot older. Okay, but again, your preference in life, we have choices, we make choices, we make decisions. So if you decide that you're going to date or involve yourself with a single mom, you have to know what all comes with that. And I'm speaking on the men who don't already have children, because you may feel like, hey, I want to create my own family. So that's, and and sometimes it's good to be honest about what you have going on personally. So if you are dating a guy, you have children, I suggest being upfront with the guy and saying, hey, I have children, are you okay with that? I see you don't have children. Or the woman may have a preference that she doesn't want to date someone without children. Now, I don't really have a preference, okay, when it comes to that, because I feel like either you're going to roll with it or you're not, because guess what, my 3 champions aren't going anywhere until they get grown and can be on their own. But as for now, they're not going anywhere. So it's like, you know that I have children. Okay, so you can't then change your mind. It's like, oh, I didn't know it was going to be like this. No, you need to know this before you make a commitment. Now, dating, we're just going out on dates, seeing, how we are with each other. Okay, but once you make that commitment with that man or woman or whatever, then you need to be able to go along with her lifestyle, his lifestyle. Okay. But back to, the whole video, I just believe that, and I get what she's saying. She's not saying that a mom is a bad mom or a horrible woman or whatever because she has children. She could be a great mom, but what she's saying is that your value is a little less than a woman with no children. And I just don't believe that. I don't believe that because, and I know we're not talking about like really self-value, but I have to go there because it's there. A woman's value as far as like herself, like who she is, her children are a part of who she is. And when it comes to dating, it's like the man has to understand that, yes, I don't have any children, but she does, but I really like her. She's a great mom. She's a great woman, blah, blah, blah. Do I want to deal with this years on and years on and years on? But the woman is not even thinking, like she's thinking, oh, he wants to involve myself. And it doesn't always mean that the woman is looking for someone to play stepdaddy. Like that is like the biggest misconception. Like, I don't even think I said that word right. But it sounded right in my head. But that is like the biggest, like we are not looking for the next person or man to be our children's father. Okay. Even if the children's father is completely absent, I don't think I would be looking for that. I just think I'm just looking for, a companion. Okay. I'm not looking for my next stepdaddy. Okay. I'm not looking for that, because one thing I can tell you is that my children loves their father and he loves them. Okay. I can tell you that. So they're not even going to say, oh, this man is going to come in and replace my father. No, that's not the case. But anyway, getting back to what I was saying. So a woman's value in itself, I feel like, has to be discussed in this conversation, because if you're saying my dating value decreases because I have children, then I'm going to feel like you're saying that my value, my self-value decreases as well. And my self-value does not decrease, period. Okay. I know who I am. And yes, a mother is a part of who I am, but that's not all who I am. I can bring more things to the table. Now, you may have some women who cannot bring a lot to the table that have children, and then that's okay too. But guess what? If a man decides to be with her, that's his choice. Like, that is his choice. If a man decides to be with any woman with children, without children, I mean, things could go crazy with the woman with no children. Life could be better with the woman with children. Like, it's so many like different ways we can play around with this. Okay. But my focus and my goal is to say this, because I'm all about uplifting and encouraging. Don't think that you cannot enjoy life with a significant other that is not your children or child's father. Don't think you cannot enjoy life with a significant other because you have children. And that's not baggage. Your children are not baggage. Okay. It's just that when you're dating someone and they may ask you if you have any baggage, well, they shouldn't even be asking you that. But if that's the question they want to ask, then don't include your children in that, because they're not baggage. Baggage is like stuff from the past, things you don't even want to talk about, things that you have, been through or whatever, that you want to just leave leave it where it's at. But don't think of your children as a disadvantage, because they are not. Because my children gives me drive, they give me motivation. It's like, I wake up in the morning, I don't want to get up and go to work, but you know what, I got these children to feed, they need a roof over their head, all these little different things they be doing, that has to be funded. So that is my drive, that is my motivation. I don't even think I would have went back to school if it wasn't for them. I'm just being completely honest. I wouldn't have gone back to school if it wasn't for my children, because for me, it seems like it can open more doors for me, and sometimes, and I just felt like I needed to finish what I started. But please don't ever think that you are at a disadvantage because you have children. You can definitely date. Okay. You can definitely do that. Your value is not any less because you have children. And that is my take on it. And she may have felt like, people don't talk about it enough. And, people are upset because of what she's saying. You do have people that are probably upset about what she's saying, because some women may have taken offense to that have children. I didn't take offense to it because I know who I am. Number one, God said that I am fearfully and wonderfully made. Marvelous are thy works. Okay. So before he formed me in my mother's womb, he already knew who I was. He knew where I was going to be on this very day. So I take that and to say, no matter if I have 1 child, 2 children, 3 children, 5 children, my value is not depreciated. Dating value, whatever, is not depreciated because I have children, multiple. Okay. Yes, I have 3. So what? It doesn't mean that a man is not obligated to date me. I'm not saying that the man has to take on a full-blown father role, but you have to know that some fatherly advice has to be given along the way. And all of that can be discussed, once you get with someone. Okay. And yes, we are value as single moms. We are valuable. We are, eligible to date who we want to date. And like I said, every woman, every man has a preference. They have a choice. So if your preference as a man is to date women with no children, fine. That is your preference. I'm not even mad at that. Like if you approach me and I tell you have children, you say, oh, well, I can't date you because you have children. Okay, then obviously you're not the one. That's what that means to me. I'm not offended. And I will tell you, I'm not offended by that. I'm not offended. Because you have your preference. My preference may be, I don't want to date a man with no children, because now there's like an option where you want to have more. Now wait a minute. Now I don't want to have any more. Okay, I don't. I'm finished. I have 2 boys and a girl, so therefore I have best of both worlds. So I'm completely finished. So yes, there are preferences on the man's side, on the woman's side, but to me, I just don't feel like, the woman's value is depreciated when she wants to date just because she has children. Now, remember I said I had 2 different perspectives, right? So the man perspective on this, he said that a woman's value is depreciated if she has children, and he said that she has to bring more to the table. So like, what does that mean? Like, do you have to have a great job? Do you have, he also said about, now he didn't say you had to have a great job, but what he did say is like, you can't have a bad attitude, because it's like a man is saying, okay, I'm gonna date you because you have children, but dang, you got a bad attitude too? I got to deal with the children and I have to deal with your bad attitude. Now, see, I could see that, I'm not saying that the woman's value is depreciated, but I can see, a man wanting to buy out gracefully, because first of all, I have to deal with you and I have to deal with your children, which is fine. This is what I chose. But now I'm starting to realize that you got a little bad attitude and I'm not with that. So that was the man's perspective. Now, my good friend said that she, we kind of agreed with each other, And she said, woman's value is not depreciated. Her children are her world. She feels like she is most valuable with them. And, you have some women who feels like they're nothing without their children. And I can see that too. So let me know what y'all think. Like I said, it was a little different, this week. I just want to throw a little something in there for entertainment purposes. But I still do want to uplift. And I did drop some scriptures in there. So I will post the full ones at the end like I always do. And also, y'all, please, you already know what I'm about to say. Subscribe, share, and like. And this week, please flood the comment section with your opinions. I would love to read them all. I may not respond. I might hit that little love button, but I will read them all. That is my notification to let you know that I read them all. I really hope y'all enjoyed today's episode. Please tune in next week for another great one. God bless.